There we are. All right, so what's up, folks? I want to take a minute right now to go ahead and post up. It's been at least 2 months since I've posted anything, almost 3 years since I posted anything automotive related. Well, a lot's happened in the stead. I let the shop go. The prior occupant wanted his space back. He went out of town for a while. I couldn't keep up with the mounting overhead anyhow, and all the other issues that came to bear with running a small shop. So if you see, I don't know how shaky that was, sorry. I'm back in the old space. To pursue what I was, to pursue Plan A, I would have delved into active intentional larceny at that point, really, just to try to maintain. That's not okay. It's one thing to give your best guess, give it your best effort, and fall short. And be late on a project. It's a whole other thing entirely to take someone's money knowing you're not going to fulfill their wants and needs. That was the tough one. I came to a few determining factors. One was, the primary one is, I am not fit to operate and run a small shop and crew. Not at present. I'm not, that's not where my headspace is at. That's not where I'm at in life. Am I smart enough to run a business? I don't know. I don't know if I've got the business savvy to run a business proper and well. But I'm really good at my trade. I actively spent 2.5 years trying to build a crew. After losing a fucking boatload of money and going broke, it came down to I needed to do something else. Now, something else, a lot of guys, when they go belly up, they just call all the owners of cars and say, come get your shit, I'm done. That didn't sit well with me. So I made the appropriate calls everywhere I could, and I'm finishing them. I've got more than a handful in queue to finish. I've been working part-time at a shop across town over at Des Moines Customs. Super sweet guys. Good place to work, good people to work with, good people to work for. I'm taking some time away from that right now. I'm going to bounce back in and help on the restoration side, because it's I and one of the owners that would be working on the restoration side. Well, one of the owners is in the same boat that they're in the same boat I was. Their day-to-day work overshadowed everything that they were doing on the restoration side. South end of their shop is chock full of restoration projects, started, not finished. So I go over there and I pound away what I can. I went, making 40 hours to making 30 hours to this week I haven't made any hours over there, because what I need to do also is focus on here. What's nice about that is it gives me a steady place, a steady check, so forth and so on, but I also have to get caught up over here. I sent out the 66 El Camino. If you look up on my personal Facebook page, you can see the photos of it when it left. Late. Everything I'm sending out now will be late. Not days, not weeks, not months to years. In fact, I've beat myself up over that. I've absolved myself of some of the guilty feeling, knowing that I am in fact finishing these jobs. I am in fact making right. And furthermore, the jobs I've got here, whether the customer has paid for it or not, or is going to pay for it or not, are going to leave here at my level of satisfaction, not what the billing states. They're going to get a lot more out of me here alone than if they were dealing with me in a shop setting. They'll get their money's worth. But I'm going to spend the next year making up this backlog. I can put 60, 70 hours in the shop between here and my part-time and whatever else I drag along. I actually had a conversation with one customer with yet another late car, and I'll be grinding away on it. You'll see pictures coming up soon. 66 Chevelle. I've gotten to a point I really disdain GMA bodies, but I've gotten very good at them. So I think if I can work past the I hate this fucking car, not individual specific cars, just that the A body. You know, I did that with buffing. I did that with wet sanding. I was able to work past my disdain for individual tasks. Now it's just work past our disdain for individual models. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. I just want to bounce on update. There were a lot of things I let go. My phone, the phone number that's at the beginning of it's gone. I let it go. Went with a cheaper carrier to shave bills. Let internet connection go. It's been over 2 months since I've put anything on. Almost 3 years since I did anything car related. And my intent now is I'm back here. Solo, running it, doing it. I'm going to get internet hooked back up here next month maybe. I don't know. And I'm going to start producing car videos again. I want to push the channel that in ways I wasn't ever able to before because of work-related issues. Quite frankly, I'd like to make a little bit off of the channel, far more than I am now, and doing good how-to videos, doing some promotional videos of what I'm doing and so forth. Just putting together some good video sets. That's my goal for the channel this year. So the latter half of this year should be pretty interesting. Once I get internet going back and our finances stabilize here at the house, we'll be better for it. And that's my intent. But yeah, I was down, real down for a minute. It took me a month to get back into my sorts and get everything cleaned out of the old shop and dragged over here or disposed of, or some of them sent back to their owners until I can get to them. It was difficult. It was a difficult realization. I had to come around and understand that I hadn't failed. I just had to take a step back. So I guess that's a polite way of saying I failed. Doing better, headspace-wise. I've still got a mountain of debt that I accrued over the last few years. I haven't forgotten it. I haven't blown it off. I haven't, it's just, I've got to get stable, and then I can start taking care of these other debts. Old overhead debt and other. So those folks are out there. I haven't forgotten them, and I'm not going to leave them in the lurch. I know business-wise, that's the idea. You bankrupt your business, you move on. I'm not leaving any of my billings laying on the table to go away. I'm not leaving any of my customers flapping in the breeze to go away. So I'm just going to work my ass off and get all the debt paid back, and then take a step back and see what I want to do. I've had some really good opportunities thrust my way, so we'll update on that as things come through or don't come through or whatever. I just want to say hi. I'm going to stage up the 66 Chevelle today. I've got some chassis work to do, and then I can finish the metal work on the body, in the trunk pan, in the cabin pan, things like that. Finish up that metal work and get this little girl where we're doing paint and body. I want to have delivery by the end of July if I can manage it. It's doable, but it's going to be hard. I had a lovely conversation with that owner. He and his wife are going to be out the 10th or 11th to see progress. I'll have substantial progress forward rather than it sitting how it is and how it has set for several months. But, you know, I've spent April, May, and June falling apart, feeling sorry for myself, licking my wounds, picking myself back up and moving forward. 90 days of recourse there, but I'm back at it. I'm feeling good. It got to a point over the last 3 years that I was mostly just admin. I didn't get to do as much of the work as I'd like. And getting back into the full-time workforce aspect has been something else. You see, I'm not advertising work. I'm not pulling new work in. I've got old customers that call me up for tidbits here and there, which I take in. I can put 70 hours down in a week, but at least 20 of them to 30 of them have to be for survival means, stuff that pays today, so I can maintain my space here and everything I need to do for all my obligations for my family. And, you know, all my customer base I've dealt with seem to be relatively understanding, frustrated but understanding. So I'm getting to it. I'm getting around in things. I put up a tent garage to store some things in. It works well, except for the grass will grow underneath it. I did not realize that. But I'm trying to organize things, get things tucked away here, get some fencing up, and just generally improve my existence through simplification. You folks have a great day. I'm going to boogie out of here. I got to go and help on another auto for a customer and friend of mine. And let me see, I got a little Healy. I just got done fitting up all the doors. They were an atrocious nightmare. Well, both doors. Healy is handmade. I think I've got parts of 3 different Healys here. And it had been in a bad rear-end collision, and. So nothing lined up at all. I wound up shaving flanges and stitching them back together, extending flanges with 1/8-inch flat stock and scribing them to fit. So now the doors fit and swing like they're supposed to up against the fenders, front and rear, because there's 4 fenders on these cars. Everything bolts onto a bare bones go-kart type frame chassis. You've got your front and rear cowl, and then the hood and the deck lid. And then you got 4 fenders and 2 doors. It all bolts on. So I'm going to, this afternoon, come home, clean up a rear fender, a front fender, and a door, all the driver's side components, and pickle them with phosphoric acid like I did the passenger side. That way when it comes time, Windex, by the way, is ammonia based. It's a base. So when it comes time, I will red Scotch Brite and Windex all these components down and then shoot them in epoxy if I need to. Or they can go back to the guy that I'm doing the work for and he can do it. Don't care which, but I do need to get it done so it can go away. I need to get it done so it can go away so I can grind on the Chevelle, and I got some other things coming in, you know, little pay jobs that I need to get taken care of. So I am out. You folks have a great day. Thanks for viewing. I'll stay in touch.